Hey folks, did a federal judge actually make Delta 8 federally legal? You guys stick around, man. We'll talk about that. As you guys know, man, my name's Eric. I'm the whatever guy, and I usually shoot videos a couple days a week, basically keeping you guys updated in the world. Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, hemp cannabis, just what's going on around. And today, man, got a bunch of stuff for you guys. So this past week, man, I was doing a little bit of traveling. As you guys know, I work for Boral Hemp. So I was up at Boral Hemp this past week, been traveling around, got to take a look at some of the stuff we got going on up there. As you guys know, we got a freeze dryer in the plant. I talked to you guys about that last week. So we're going to be doing some freeze dried edibles and stuff like that. Really cool process, man. I'm really surprised about that. I really learned a lot about freeze drying, a lot of stuff that I didn't know. As you guys know, I come from Alabama, man. We're kind of like preppers or maybe mid-level preppers, so to speak. So we like to dry our food and, make beef jerky and stuff like that. We're people that keep food for a long period of time. And so that kind of stuff appeals to me, man. So in the future, you guys are going to be seeing some freeze dried stuff on this channel. Also, I was over at Friday, I think, or Thursday. I was over at Greenleaf Plus in Pensacola. It's a new store, a new location over there. That guy's growing some. He's actually a THC farmer. So I was over there visiting him, and he's going to be getting some samples from us, and he's going to be checking some stuff out. And then obviously we're going to be putting some stuff in his store in the future. And I'm going to give him a hand with his local SEO and stuff like that. He's a really good guy, man. Got some really good girls working down there. So if you guys get a chance, man, stop over at West 9 Mile Road. I think it's 1308 West 9 Mile Road. It's Greenleaf Plus. You guys stop in there and see the old guy. He's a really good guy. He's got a really good conversation going on, and he's really knowledgeable about what's going on over there. And also, I went over to A1 Smoke Shop or the Smoke Shop in Luverne, Alabama. I was over there. It's a 2-hour trip. Take a trip over there, hanging out. I actually got over there early in the morning. And then I actually had a meeting set with those folks, but the owners of the place had a family emergency, and so they had to take off. But the cool thing was I got to hang out with the employees for a little while. So we're going to be getting them folks some stuff. We're going to make a trip back over there and talk to those folks over at the smoke shop in Luverne, Alabama, and see about getting those folks some good quality products in their place also. So doing a little bit of traveling around, trying to get out more and see some of these smoke shops. I get trapped up in this house, man, and I get up on this computer, and then I get these phone calls, and I get stuck in one location. And I'd like to be able to get out more. I used to, prior to getting this stacked up on the computer, I used to get out more. I used to be, more out as far as visiting people, shaking hands, kissing babies. And I'm going to get out and start doing that a lot more. So you folks in the area, you're going to start seeing me a lot more than you have in the past. And so we're going to be moving around. All right. So talking about this federally legal, a judge making Delta 8 federally legal. As you guys know, man, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of laws, a lot of loopholes, a lot of pitfalls going on. But apparently, there's been a lawsuit out in Arkansas, and this judge actually made it to the federal level. And I'm going to switch over to an article over at Marijuana Moment. And we're going to check this out, and you guys can take a look at what it says. It actually says judge blocks Arkansas ban on Delta 8 THC, but you have to understand it's a federal judge. So basically what he did was he put a ban, or excuse me, a temporary restraining order. I believe their hearing is on August 27th of 2024. But we're going to take a look at this and see what it means for us. It says in at least a temporary victory for Arkansas hemp industry, a federal judge blocked enforcement of a recent state ban on products containing intoxicating hemp-derived cannabinoids such as Delta 8 THC. Calling the ban confusing and arbitrary, U.S. District Court Judge Billy Roy Wilson on Thursday granted an injunction that stops the state from enforcing it, according to Little Rock TV station. The judge ruling stemmed from a lawsuit filed by 4 hemp product makers in July, the day before the ban was to take effect. The suit argued the ban was unconstitutionally vague. Arkansas in May became the latest state with a legal marijuana industry to regulate or ban intoxicating hemp-derived products. And I've said this many times on this channel, guys. For those of you that are not aware, you can basically watch how it works. As soon as recreational marijuana gets legalized in a state, and I've said this many times before, everybody in the hemp industry seems to be going in a million different directions. Everybody in the marijuana industry seems to be going in the same direction. As soon as you see a state go to recreational marijuana, you will immediately after that see them come forward with the regulation or banning of these minor cannabinoids on the backside. And it's because these marijuana industry people that spend these millions of dollars on these licenses do not want to see you go someplace else to get relief. They want you to come see them. It's basically a monopoly. It's the drug guy on the street. He doesn't want you going to see his competitor. He wants you to come see me. So the easiest way to do that in this industry is obviously to put your money in behind all these congressmen and eventually get Delta 8 banned in the state. It says the judge wrote in his decision that Arkansas law criminalizes hemp-derived products without an effective exemption for interstate commerce. He noted that Arkansas has this right to restrict Delta 8 products, but can't prohibit transporting them through the state. The case is set for trial on August 27, 2024. Meanwhile, Congress is set to review the Farm Bill this year, but it's uncertain whether federal lawmakers will address the unintended rise of the hemp-derived cannabinoid industry. And that's the argument, guys. Like right now, we also know that at the end of this month, the 2018 Farm Bill will die, and we are supposed to move forward with the 2023 Farm Bill. I'm not sure about the legal status of that. I'm not sure if they can ask for an extension, but these discussions, as I've made videos prior to this, and I've talked to this before, the people that are making these decisions are the marijuana and alcohol industry are making the decisions for the hemp in space. Like they are the ones that are up there pushing these bills and this hemp bill in the direction that it's going. We don't have enough people that are talking about hemp up there pushing against what's going on. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to flip over to a video over here at YouTube. This is from Tom Howard. He says federally court legalized Delta 8 THC. I'm not going to play the video, but what I am going to do is read his description down here at the bottom, which is a very good description of what's going on. And then I'm going to read the very first comment of this video that you guys can check out. It said, this order was issued by a U.S. District Court judge in Washington, D.C., and it is still in effect. However, it is important to note that this is just a temporary order, and it is not yet clear whether the DEA will appeal the decision. If the DEA does appeal the decision, it is possible that the court could ultimately rule that Delta 8 THC is a controlled substance. In that case, Delta 8 THC would be illegal in all 50 states. Even if the DEA does not appeal the decision, it is still possible that some states could ban Delta 8 THC. As of now, only 14 states have banned Delta 8 THC, but other states could follow. So the legal status of Delta 8 THC is still uncertain. It is possible that it could be legal in all 50 states, but it is also possible that it could be illegal in some or all states. It is important to stay up to date. Here are some additional steps to keep in mind. The 2018 Farm Bill legalized hemp, which is defined as cannabis with a Delta 9 THC concentration of not more than 0.3% on a dry weight basis. Delta 8 THC is a compound that occurs naturally in hemp, but it can also be produced synthetically. The DEA issued a rule in 2020 that would have classified Delta 8 THC as a controlled substance. However, the rule was challenged in court, and the federal court order that I mentioned earlier, which is this one we're talking about right now, blocked the DEA from enforcing the rule. Okay, the legal status of Delta 8 THC is still evolving, and it is important to stay up to date. Now, this is a little confusing, so I'm going to roll down here to this very first comment on Thomas Howard's. You guys can see this over at Cannabis Legalization. I believe that's the name of the channel. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, cannabis industry lawyer. You basically type that in, Thomas Howard. He's a really good resource for information. This video I actually showed yesterday. I really wasn't planning on watching it because I was trying to put work away for a day, but I ended up seeing it and checking it out. But this comment right here pretty much sums it up. It says, this is user Wesley Gamer 1. It says, let me see if I'm understanding this correctly. So some of the cannabis and or marijuana chemical components are legal in certain percentages on the federal level. Medical is legal in more than half the country. And finally, recreational use is legal in almost half the country or at state level. Pardon me for thinking that this is some of the most arbitrary shit in the world. This is like trying to legalize Tylenol one atom at a time. This is frustratingly dumb, and our representatives are the one doing it. He's right. I mean, that basically sums it up. Like, we've got the DEA basically telling us that, you know, it's an illegal substance. We've got a federal judge basically blocking Arkansas from banning the Delta 8 products, basically making Delta 8 illegal for a year. Because if this stands the way it is for Arkansas, I mean, this federal case would basically have to stand for all other states. So it appears that Delta 8 is federally legal for at least the next year. But again, I don't know. So you guys, we need to stay on top of this. We need to stay on top of what's going on. As I've said many times before, it's really, really confusing, even for me, for someone like me that's in the industry, to stay on top of it. We get in, we need some regulation. We need some clarification some way. And the hope is that the 2023 Farm Bill would give us some of that clarification. But I'm not hopeful of that either, because I just got done telling you that it's the alcohol and tobacco and guys that are basically in marijuana industry that are making the decisions for these people as far as who is making the decision for the 2023 Farm Bill. So I don't know, guys. So, as it stands right now, it looks like we have a year of legal status according to this legal case. So let's see what happens. Hopefully you guys will, if you guys are retailers, consumers, get behind this. You guys get in touch with someone. We here in Alabama are also having a legal battle with the state health department at Boyle Hemp. We could use some help. We need a lot of push for these guys. We need to get the hemp industry going in one direction. All right, folks, it's whatever got signing off. I apologize for being jawed up. It's a little bit early. Real early on Monday morning, and I want to get this video out to you guys. I hope everyone had a great week, and I'll talk to you guys later, man. Love you. See you.